Well, hello. My name's Joaquin, and I want to show my face because I'm going to talk to you guys, YouTube, and other people that are like to talk about the Mandela effect that I've been watching. And as you go and you watch videos on the internet here on YouTube and go on the websites and look and do searches, that this Mandela effect started with the former president, I think, of Africa, if I'm not too sure, and that from some of the information I gathered from other YouTubers, that something has happened in the timeline, creating a parallel universe contrary to our own, because we had some type of natural disaster where a lot of people nowadays are having really, really vivid dreams and memories completed with full details of whatever happened, and our subconscious is telling us that whatever happened was stratigraphic, I believe you would say the word would be. I'm not too sure, but I noticed quite a few differences from what I would see. Some things like Sex and the City used to be Sex in the City. I remember that one all too well. Multiple things also, like Cool Whip used to be spelled W-H-I-P with the whip, now it's W-I-P. Me with this horrible cough ever since 2015. But apparently, from my understanding, is that, which I already said, I'm sorry about that, some professor was explaining in his video that there was this alien race that came to us and offered us some technology, which is called the quantum phase 4 computer, which somehow altered our universe. And there's this apparently a clone of a worker there that worked with maybe, I don't know how many, maybe 400 or 500, but their lifespan only lasted to the point of 5 years, and they can interact with us via their computer system like an internet. So what I'm trying to say is that we were basically, whoever survived or some that did survive, we were thrown into like this phase 4 computer state, and some of us were made copies and thrown into another universe, a copy, an exact copy of our universe. And with that, we were revised, they call it. They call it revisions. It was revisions like 1 through 4, that there were so many noticeable things going on that we were transferred into a state of mind, like plugged in a little pod somewhere back in our old world. Some type of surgery was done to us to put an interactive system in with us so we could all share this world in a digital format. So if you ever noticed a lot of things like deja vu more than you have noticed around 2012, like for me, I noticed that I was sitting at an airport in my job in UPS, and it was a training session. I'm sitting there, and I had this deja vu image, which seemed like a dream to me when I was working there, because I sat there and there was these 2 girls that sat across the table from me, and we were going through our little training packets, and the sun was going down, and the light hitting just right to where, I don't know if you ever noticed or something, where you're remembering something like a visual image that triggered a memory, which I'd done this before. That's what happened to me right there. That's when I saw these two girls that my co-workers were sitting in front of me. Everything lit up and my mind just kicked into almost having like a vivid blank memory of, I'm aware of it right now, and I couldn't think of anything else. I'm trying to remember it like I was aware that this already happened. But that's what you would call kind of like a glitch of this matrix, where some people were coming up. I had a friend from Texas, and he was going to be a father, or he was a father, but the thing was, him and his girl got into an accident and they lost a baby. And now, from me asking about it last week, I said, remember, like, we were making jokes about becoming fathers and stuff, and I told him about this dream, and like this whole vivid memory, but it just kind of like, well, the dream, I can say later on, because it just kind of triggered that memory where, like, hey man, I thought you got this girl pregnant that you were driving on the freeway with and got into a car accident and lost the baby. He's all, oh, she was never pregnant. I go, I remember you telling me clear as day that she was pregnant, and you called me when you got into that car accident over there, because either way he wrecked his car in that same accident, but the difference was this time she wasn't pregnant and he wasn't with her in the car, which really brought up a whole different thing, to where I'm telling him and he doesn't believe me, and I said, I'm your best friend in the whole goddamn world. I wouldn't lie to you about something like that. So that story went on and whatnot, but what I'm trying to say, if you literally looked up the Mandela effect and you notice a bunch of things that they list, many YouTubers that they're noticing, more people and people are becoming more aware of this effect. And why? What I believe our government is not telling us is that this natural disaster happened, and somehow, like, if you've seen a lot of JFK videos, where I remember seeing clear as day, some of you do remember too, where the vehicle he was in, I wasn't born at the time, but history that I remember was that this car that he was in was a 4-passenger vehicle. And I recently seen a video again of this assassination, and now there's 2 more slots added in the freaking car somehow, and there's 6 people in that vehicle. I seen a picture of at least 2 people there that were wearing modern clothes of today, like a guy in blue jeans, black Converse, a black sweater, white t-shirt, like he was trying to blend in from the 50s when he wasn't even in the 50s, and his hair was slicked back, like he was totally wrong timeline. That's more like a 50s look. Why carry it to the 60s, where a lot of the men were wearing button-up shirts, not a t-shirt like that, and a sweater, and the sunglasses majorly threw him out of place. Which to me, I really thought that was like a Photoshop thing going on, but I'm not too sure. But I'll cut straight down to it. If this is an alternate world, yeah, see, there's the cough again. If this is an alternate world, and whatever happened in the first one, we're all just living through it and remembering I remember vividly believing I woke up. I was aware, but I couldn't move.